impi Chiriensta ya kusalanga ya kumana Paisa mukutube paikara Chiriensta ya kusalanga ya kwana Paisa mukutuse maikara Nishina batekanya Kwatitego basakala nyongo Ngaba iringanya Kwatitego bapompwe Ngaba isa mukulombe Poti baichefya nga pushi walokwa Ngabati banakibile batekanye
Those are the seconds that are ticking as we are heading towards the elections in 12th August 2021. And as time is slowly moving forward, a lot of tension is coming up, and of course a lot of competition amongst the people that want to stand in the year 2021 coming August. And of course we've seen a lot of political parties trying to adopt the youth because they know that the revolution of the youth is coming as big and as wide as it is approaching towards the elections. Now we do have a young person who is also aspiring for leadership, and today we discuss the youth expectations ahead of the elections in 2021. And of course we should be able to realize that the youth are keen in trying to take up leadership and in leadership space. So let's get to just find out a bit more about what they're expecting even as we head towards the elections. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. I hope that you are fine.
Thank you.
All right. We are talking to SAMUEL Kabungo, all right, who is who is also an aspiring leader coming from UPPZ. And of course, we'll be able to discuss and digest this topic of the youth expectations as ahead of the elections. And of course, later on, we'll be joined in by another guest who will be able to introduce. Quickly, let's get into the topic. What are expectations as a young person, even as we head towards the elections this August?
Thank you very much. I would like first by describing and introducing myself to the viewers. My name is Kabungo Mwami Samuel. I'm the National Youth Chairperson for UPPZ, which is United, Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia. I'm also an aspiring candidate for Mpika constituency. I contested in Lukasha 2020 by-elections. Now I'm recontesting the Mpika Central constituency these coming general elections. So that is Kabungo Mwami Samuel.
Where do you get the guts as a young person to stand amongst giants in the elections?
You know, most of the times I'm inspired by history. History has it. We've got a lot of young people that has done a lot in this world. We'll start with, from South Africa, the likes of Nelson Mandela, the likes of Bobby Wine in Uganda, the likes of a lot of young politicians, Barack Obama, they started their politics in their young age. So it's one of my inspiration, the source of inspiration for me to go into politics. Apart from that, I have seen, you know, me, I call myself as a common child. I was brought up from a rural area of Mpika. So I've seen what the people have been going through. I've seen what our leaders have been promising us. But at the end of the day, nothing that happens within our areas. So I thought, if me, who has been experiencing the challenges, the problem, I've been witnessing the challenges that my parents are going through, that the community is going through, that the country is going through, I thought it wise. I should contribute something positive to my constituency as well as my community and the nation at large. So I've got a wide source of inspirations in politics.
Don't you believe you're too young to understand issues of governance? You
know, there is one saying from the Chinese people from China. They say, if you think the mosquito is too small, then you haven't spent the night with it. So yes, physical appearance, they can see me to be a young person. But if you spend time with me, you interact with me, you will find to say, there is a vision that I want to fulfill. There is an agenda that I want to give to the people of Zambia, the people of Mpika, and the world as the world. There is a lot of things that I want to contribute to this nation as a young person. So I don't think I'm too young into it, provided I have the capacity to handle the issues, the national issues, constituency issues, community issues, then I'm well able to be in politics.
Well, you have mentioned that there is a plan that you have for the young people in Zambia currently, and we do understand that the young people, of course, hold the majority population, about 75% of it in the whole Zambia. What really are the plans that you have for the youth ahead of the election?
Thank you very much. So I'll give you, I've got the things that I want to fulfill in this nation. Number one, at constituency level. Number two, at national level. You understand to say parliament, this is the source of, we can say laws. Laws are made in parliament. So, these things, number one, I'll start at constituent level. In Mpika, I've been promising the people of Mpika. We say we are going to work with them. We promote the people of Mpika. We develop our city. How are we going to develop? It's not just the matter of giving poems to say, no, I'll develop Mpika without giving them a practical written agenda to say this is what we are going. So what we are going to do is, this project I'm going to tell you, it will benefit the people of Mpika. It will benefit our country, Zambia. It will even benefit Africa, economic-wise. If you look at the geographical map, there is Mpika. In Mpika, that's where we are having the second largest workshop in the SADC region. Second largest workshop. So this second largest workshop, what is it is happening that side currently? There is nothing that is happening. In my plans, in my capacity, when I am given that authority to say you are going to represent the people of Mpika, I am going to propose this. We are going to put the assembling plant of different types of machinery, which vehicles are not excluded from there. Vehicles will be assembled in Mpika. One, if you see currently, everything, almost all machineries are being imported in our nation. We are not producing anything as a country. That's why even the economy, if someone comes and say no.
I think my question is very clear. As a young person, what are you going to try to tackle, especially on the issues that young people face?
Yes.
All right. What issues are you going to tackle, and how are you going to manage to tackle those? Looking at you being a young person, and obviously trying to pull through to national leadership, where big giants are there. How are you going to tackle with that issue? Vividly explaining to me.
So with that project, it's going to provide not less than 10,000 jobs. If you see in our generation, as the young people, the things that we are fighting is, number one, exclusion of us from politics. Number two, unemployment. Number three, injustice, political injustice. Those are some of the things we are fighting. So how are we going to sort out these issues? So on the issue of unemployment, lack of employment, the project that I'll implement, I'll propose, it will at least give 10,000, not less than 10,000 jobs. We'll sort out the lack of jobs in our nation.
How?
The employment. Because if we look at that 10,000, a lot of people will be employed. We are not just looking at skilled people, but whenever there is an industry, there are unskilled labor, semi-skilled, and formal skilled. So all the three types of skilled labor will be incorporated there. So one, we cater the issue of unemployment. I have another project, or farming project, about 350 hectares.
Is that the only way that you want to do with unemployment in Zambia?
That's not the only way. So that one is just an example. There is another one, a farming industry. There is a lot of things that I'm planning to do. We look at the climate condition of our land, that side. There is favorable climate condition for different types of agricultural crops. Maize, there is a sorghum, there is millet. So if we put a plantation, a very big plantation, constituency plantation, we are talking about 350 hectares to 500. This will provide a lot of job to different. We'll never see those people who are graduating from agricultural sector 10 years without anything to do. Some of them, they are even changing their careers. We'll never see that because they will have something that they will be doing. At the end of the day, the government, with these two projects, the government will never be getting money as loans from other countries, countries will be getting loans from Zambia. Imagine we are exporting cars. There is no any other country in this Africa of ours will be exporting, because exporting will be more expensive than buying from Zambia. So look at that. It will provide a lot of, number one, employment, two, economic relief.
How do we, and thank you for answering that question, but how do we get to the point where we start exporting as Zambia? We already have debt that we are supposed to pay and have a lot of huge amounts of money. How do we get to a point where we have enough money to start manufacturing, products and be able to export? Vividly explain to me, and then afterwards we'll be able to switch to, young people and how they are assessing the political atmosphere.
The nation is, the government is one of the department which handles the national resources. And we have a lot of money in our nation. A lot of money such that even what we are telling, we are saying here to do the plantation that we are planning to put, they can cater. The government has got a multiple sources of income. There is Kuma tax, my target. So if we channel those, so understand with me, if they are getting loans to come and put on the load, they'll construct my flyover bridge all over, but we don't have a good repayment plan. How are we going to pay? But if they get a loan, then they say, we are going to invest in this because this is production. We'll be getting interest, we'll be getting profit, and we'll be able to pay all the loans that we have. We'll be able to make new roads without even getting loans from other. The countries will be wishing to get money from Zambia. So that is number one. Then you asked me a question about what are my plans to my fellow young people in politics.
How do you assess, let's start off from how you assess the political environment currently for young people to engage in the electoral process, first of all, and in politics as well.
At this point of time, previous 2 years ago, we saw a lot of young people standing up to say, I'm contesting as a member of parliament. I'm contesting at this position. I'm contesting. But what we are going to see is very much different. You see, this is the matter of fact. It's a fact. Young people, we are not financially independent. That's number one. So if they are going to look at our financial capacity, like what is going on, there are going primary elections that are going on in different political parties. Yes. We've seen a lot of able young people, a lot of promising young people that we saw the community was supporting. We've seen them losing election. The reason they are losing, we don't know. But it is showing to say there is no opportunity for them, because some of them, even the moral, the interest has gone. But the fact is, young people have the capacity. So if you judge us based on what we can't do, then I think most of the young people will be excluded. So from the assessment, what we are seeing, if it continues without the upper bodies of the political party to take interest in it, we'll see a lot of young people being excluded from politics. We've been fighting, we've been advocating for us, the young people, to be part and parcel of the government, part and parcel of the political system in our nation. But what I am seeing now is almost channeling me to disappointment. We want to see fresh minds. Fresh minds, they have that capacity to transform this nation. Because we are in computer world where young people are graduating and they have that fresh skill. They can add it to the government. But if we are excluded, we still have the same type of, the unique type of leadership, because they are based on experience, and the experience they are having is the experience from UNIP. Meaning we are still being governed by the experience that they got from UNIP. But what we want is the new system, the new change that will see Zambia at least moving to the next level of development.
All right, let's get to look at how you think youths can be able to to take up leadership, because most of them that have realized is that they want to be adopted under the political parties. All right, and most of them want an easy way through. It's like they do understand that once you are under a particular political party, it's easy for you to get to the level. But it's not everyone who's been picked. We have an issue of the UPND aspirant who wasn't adopted, Lillian Mutambo, and she bitterly complained. Yeah. What is the solution to those youths who are eager to be able to serve in positions but are not adopted through these different political parties that we have?
My advice to them is, if they are very much confident of taking the day on 12th of August, let them continue with the same spirit. You know, a revolution is not something you get on a silver plate. You need to fight for it. So as the young person, if you can't fight economic-wise, financially, we are going to use our intelligence. We use the natural intelligence to fight for what we want. Because I believe those young people have got strong agendas that they want to give. And if you can give them time to debate, they debate against their contestants. You find to say, they are coming out with strong ideas, and if you put into imagination, you see Zambia on the next level. Now, because of one thing, and the most thing which is making them not to be adopted is financial-wise. Because in interviews they are asking, how much worth are you? How much amount are you having in your bank account? What are you having to give during campaigns? So those are the things that are excluding them. But as the young people, number one, if we want to penetrate in this revolution, there is nothing that will come on the silver plate. And there is no any other way means that we can use apart from coming together, working on a common goal, supporting each other as young people, regardless of our political affiliation. If you see, if you have the agenda to fulfill, sometimes it's not that you can just sit on that political party which is always sitting on your head. You just sit, no, one day I'll do it. Go to the environment which is favoring your capacities. If you want to become the member of parliament, there is not only one political party which can help you go there. For as long as you have the potential to mobilize the multitude of votes to be on you on that day, on the ballot, you can use any channel. When we are talking about national development, it's not only one side that can develop, regardless of the channel that we are going to use. You can contest as an independent member. You pull through, you will still go and deliver. You can contest on another political party. You pull through, you still succeed in what you want to help this nation. Otherwise, a youth is described by age according to our nation. It's 35. If we sit back and relax to say, let me come be adopted at 35 years, 40 years, you will no longer be a youth at that time. So my fellow young people, we have seen potential in you. You can do it, we can do it, and we will do it. What we need is our collective effort as the young people. We come on board, we plan on how best are we going to help each other so that we succeed. We have young people that we are looking up to. I can give some examples. We have the young people we are looking up to say, when this person goes into parliament, this person, of which I myself am part of it, if we go in parliament, we are going to see a transformed Zambia. So what we need is, let's come together. We have the capacity. Never should you be demoralized to say, no, since I'm not adopted, I can't do anything without this. No, go whenever there is environment for you, favoring you to grow and do your political aspiration. Join them. Be part of them. Then let us work together. Even behind, we can be working, sharing of ideas, sharing whatsoever we have so that we penetrate. From behind, we are doing that. Then we are using our different channels of going through. So, my fellow young people, this is not the time where we should be, if one way fails, we start crying. It's not the time. This is the time to be strong. 2021 parliament needs a lot of vibrant young people that will stand up firm for this nation. But if we say no, because we are not going to be adopted in our political parties, there is nothing that we are going to do. We shall just be crying from 21st century, 22nd century, 23rd century, just saying, young people should be part and parcel. Young people should be part and parcel. But let us collaborate.
As we're heading towards the elections, and as a young person who's an electorate, and of course who is standing for a particular national leadership position, what are expectations of the 12th August 2021 general election?
My expectation, number one, I have got my own expectation in Mpika. And number one is that...
You can look at it from Mpika and also at national level.
So from Mpika, based on the assessment of what we've done, I'm taking the day in 2021, 12 August. I'm taking the day. Then nationwide, what I want to see is, I want to see a peaceful day on that day. I need to see peaceful. Then I want to see transparency taking place on that day. Because, there are a lot of, I don't know, people are power hungry and they can do anything for them to win. But at this point, let us, our interest be national interest to develop Zambia, nothing else. We should not force the people to do what they don't want. Let them vote for the people that have the capacity. So it is my expectation to see a peaceful day that Zambia will ever add in history on that day. We should just go march, vote in peace, announce our candidates, and let them represent according to our expectation in our constituencies and at national level. So we don't want to see some of the people being blocked not to vote. No, some of the people were assaulted because they seemed to go and vote for this person. No, what we want is a peaceful day like any other days that we've been seeing. Or we should have that day be like the 18th of October, where we have National Day of Prayers and Fasting. That is what I want to see in 2021 general election. On that day, I also want to see a lot of fresh face, young people on the ballot papers. That one, we are very much firm on it. And that's why I'm saying, young people, don't relent. Never should you be disappointed or demoralized to say, this is what is going on. We still have time. Time for nomination is still there. We can see what we can do. There is time. Let us come together, help each other. There is time for us. There is opportunity, and the climate is favoring us. At this point of time, we need to change our nation. And these are some of our expectations.
All right, now let's look at it in this particular angle. You've mentioned that you want to see peace as a young person as we're heading towards the elections, and most people who disturb the peace are the young people.
Yes,
they're the ones who are sabotaging the peace that Zambia is currently enjoying at the moment. What is the solution from your perspective as a young person? What is the solution of political violence, even as we are in the period and atmosphere of the elections?
Thank you very much. So the best way Zambia is going to cope with this rampant... From
a perspective of a young person,
yes,
yeah.
It's because political parties, they have tolerated what we are saying, cadres. So now, we should find political parties that are supporting young people as leaders. That is the only way we are going to eliminate the issue of cadreism in Zambia. You see, me, I have got a very big worry where I see my fellow young people, as a cadre. Yeah. As a cadre is someone is training you to become a criminal. Because what happens is there is beating, there is killing, there is all sorts of violence taking place, assaults everywhere. So you are training young people to become criminals in this nation, terrorists, different labels, different types of things that will come out. But if you put someone on the point of leadership as a young person, community leadership, political leadership, in all spheres, you train them to become leaders, there will be no any cadre. And you will see this nation transformed, because every young person will be saying, I want to be a leader in this nation. Some people are even aspiring to become cadres. Do you know that? They will come. No.
Maybe they feel that's the only way to
they are feeling to say it's the only way, because political parties are tolerating this. They are giving money to the cadres. Those are nonsense. You can't train someone to become a criminal in your own nation when you want to become a leader. They say charity begins at home. So in their political parties, if they say, no, you young people, let us take you somewhere in leadership courses. You become leaders, go and teach the community on how best we can help each other in terms of leadership. We'll never see cadres beating each other. What we'll see is shaking hands and competition of ideas amongst political party. When we sit from another political party and me from UPPZ, what we should be exchanging is, how are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about this? If we have that kind of political environment in our nation, you will never see Zambia the same. It will be a transformed Zambia for the rest of our lives. We'll be enjoying and celebrating, chanting the songs of victory all the times, because we have a nation that has trained a lot of young people in politics. Take, for example, in some of the political parties, of which one is UPPZ, have been mentored by President Charles Chanda to be a capable, to be a responsible leader in our political party. The people can look up to say, this is what's happening. I don't think so I can raise my hand and fight with anyone. The time I only have is to compete for ideas, source for knowledge, source for ideas that we are going to use to transform this nation. So that is the kind of leadership we want to see in Zambia. So from the political party presidents, in short, they should impart knowledge of leadership in their followers, and not knowledge of criminality. Me, I will never tolerate that. And I think you've seen that in UPPZ. As the National Youth Chairperson, you will never see the president moving with people to say Njomba, people moving with the different types of weapons to say we are protecting the president. You can't protect a person. They say you can't fight for democracy using weapons. We can't fight democracy using weapons. And we can't fight for peace when we are using the weapons. We are saying, no, we are fighting for peace. Can you fight peace with the weapons of gun? No, we can't fight peace in that way. Peace is we can bring peace using meditation, any other kind and ways. And that's the best way we can use. Imagine we are having leaders, these are the national leaders saying, no, I want to be the president. Then you send, you hear, no, these people are having a meeting, you send young people to say, go and destroy that meeting. They should never give a message to the people. What for? Because democracy means we need the multitude of ideas from different types of people, opposing and proposing. In that way, we'll see moving in the direction of development and moving in the direction of unity as well. So that is the possible way of removing the violence in our nation.
All right, let's dive into your assessment of the voter education that is currently that has been done and that is currently being done, and also realizing the fact that this particular year we have quite a number of new electorates who are the young people and who are the youth. What is your assessment on it? What should be done in case we're not reaching our target in terms of voter education? What should be done, and are you satisfied with the current voter education that is currently going on?
My answer is a very big no. Why? And I'll give the reason. I've been mobilizing because I'm contesting. I've been going through, if not the entire Mpika, but I've been going in all polling stations of Mpika constituencies. So now, you look at it, you go there, there are conditions as for the ECZ on voters to say, you should not tolerate the issue of buying votes. You should not tolerate the issue of political corruption. Political corruption is what we are seeing today. If someone goes to say, no, dishing out money, you saw what happened a month or 2 months ago. We saw how dishing out money came as a habit to some of those contesting. So, in those ways, that is promoting political corruption. You know, we have two types of politics. We have a financial politics, and we have the intelligent politics. So you will find it to say people were voting for someone because he was able to give them millions of money during campaigns. And they leave this person who is having a very good agenda, a very good vision, someone who is with selfless type of leadership. He wants to give himself to that community. Now that he's having less than that person who is, we can say, I can say, sorry to use this word. You will find that we have village fools, provided they have got a lot of money. They will be going and celebrating to say, I'm going to be a member of parliament. If we ask them, what plan do you have to be in that? They say, no, I've got money to campaign. What plans, what vision are you having?
Are you indirectly calling people with a lot of money to campaign as fools?
No, there are two different things. Some people, they have access to money. They can go and campaign without even having visions. That we've been seeing it in Africa, not only in Zambia, worldwide.
But my question is very simple. Are you currently saying the aspirants that are standing now with huge amounts of money are fools?
No. What I'm saying is, earlier when I said there are two types of politics.
Yes.
There is one politics of reasoning. You are reasoning and you are using intelligence. You are using knowledge and wisdom to win. The other person will come without even a proper plan to say, I am going to do this, I'm going to do it. Maybe they would never even say a word. What they want to do is when they come, they give money, When they go for good. Provided they have the name to say is the honorable member for this constituency. That's so. To them it's fine, because what they only want is fame, to say they are in parliament. They have nothing to do for that parliament. We've been seeing it in our own nation, Zambia, where someone is elected as a member of parliament. They go for good, go back to their constituents. They'll just go back, now, they'll go back to dish out again money. Vote for me, T-shirts, the caps, all sort of things which a human being is able to use. They will give it to them for them to win. But ask them, what did you do in the previous term? Nothing, literally nothing. And they still claim to be angels in that constituency. No, me, I'm able to give out this amount of money. Some of them, they even boast. That is not what we want. We want proper, intelligent people. That's why you see most of the young people are excluded. The reason is because they didn't have that much. Because we've seen within themselves, they are saying, there was corruption. As you said, someone was bitterly complaining to say, I was left. Because there was corruption in the adoption. No, there is this and this and this. They are excluding fresh minds because they don't have that capacity to do what they can do. But that is not the type of politics we want in our nation. And the sensitization must go worldwide, countrywide. The civil society organization, NGOs, other voluntary, and also the church, they should teach the people to say someone who is capable to be a member of parliament is not the only person with a 100 briefcase of money. No. Someone who is able to speak for the nation. Because I understand to say the parliament, this is the center of decision making. But how are you going to make a decision if you only have money, you don't know anything on you agree with me? Some of our MPs, they have never said any word in parliament since the day they were elected. The only thing they did is to send the message of thanks to their people. Up to date, they have never said anything, and they are saying, no, we are in a decision-making house. Which decision-making house? Are you generally a member of that? What we want is the people that will go and speak. You know me, I always say it. I only want to fulfill two things. When I see health and education is part of the constitution, our national constitution, I'll be free. And I'll surrender my seat to another young person. I'm not someone who said, no, until I be a MP, then when I become the MP, I should serve 15, 10 years. No. What I want is to fulfill the agenda that I want and pass the mantle of excellence leadership. Give the flagship of leadership to another person to carry on. And this should be a young person like me. That's what I want.
Have you revolted your words and cancelled them? Or you're still accepting that you mentioned that a lot of ministers and national leaders with money trying to campaign are fools? That's a simple question.
No, I'm not saying everyone. But there are some.
But there are people, yes. So are you trying to say the people that, the national leaders that have money, huge sums of amount of money and giving as a strategy for campaign are fools?
No, let's understand this. I said...
I think it's quite simple.
Yes.
Yes or no, Mr. Samuel.
I'll say no. I'll say no.
You've revolted your words.
Yes. I'll say no. But there is a condition of...
Why have you revolted your words, Mr. Samuel?
You are generalizing to say everyone who is having money.
But you just said it here.
I said those people who are using money instead of wisdom. At least if you couple money and knowledge to say this is what we are going to do. Because those are the things, I think my answer is yes. Because those are the things which is drawing...
Mr. Samuel,
listen. Those are the things which is drawing back our development. But if we have people who have given themselves to work, generally to work, not butrikers, people who have given themselves to work, to say, I want to work for the people of Zambia. Those are the people we want.
Are you Mr. Samuel, are you indirectly calling out names?
I'm not...
because we all know who's the bootlicker and we all know who's dashing out money. Are you indirectly trying to...
I'm not mentioning any name here.
Turn down a name.
I'm not mentioning any name. I'm just giving an example.
All right, let's get to the issue of, the dead and buried Bill 10. Of course, there was a lot of mention to say that particular bill was supposed to enhance the participation of young people and be able to push the marginalized groups and minority groups to participate in decision-making process. To what extent do you feel Bill 10 would have served us in trying to enhance the participation of young people?
I remember I've said this, and I'll say it again. I'm one of the person that was not the fan of Bill 10. The reason is because Bill 10, in front of Bill 10, they gave us clauses that whenever they explain to you, you say, yes, we want this. But inside of it, there was something which was enclosed in Bill 10. As the nation, we don't need to be debating about something which will only favor a certain group of people, a certain political party. Or in short, we shouldn't be debating about something that will only benefit us political-wise. So we should be thinking about our nation, our people, to say, this is what we want. So as for me, Bill 10 was nothing. It was just the sheer waste of time in Parliament debating about the bill number 10. There are a lot of things that we need to include in our constitution. If you see the Bill of Rights, there are a lot of things that we need to amend in the Bill of Rights. There are a lot of things that we need to propose. Like I said earlier on, education is not part of our national constitution. Health is not part of our national constitution. No one is proposing about those things. But why debating about something that will only favor you in the name of helping others? We shouldn't be imposing something and appear to be angels. But inside, intrinsically, inside of your heart, you know that this thing will only favor me. In those ways. To me, even if I was, in 2020, if I was to be elected that time, if I was elected as the member of Lukasha parliamentary seat, I was going to vote no, Bill 10, because it has got a lot of lacunas that was hidden inside.
All right.
Yes.
Because my question was just simple. I just wanted you to really assess the aspect of how it would have enhanced the youth participation in decision-making processes as we are heading towards elections.
No, Bill 10...
Just yes or no, so I can get to quickly...
No, it wouldn't have helped us, the young people. Because that was just the document. And we've got a lot of documents. that are talking about the young people, but we always give it a blind eye.
Would you attribute that government has failed to implement policies and programs?
Yes. Policies like the National Youth Policy, they have failed us. You can't be saying we have the Ministry of Youth and Sport, but when you are having a minister who is not a youth in the description, according to my knowledge and what the literature guiding me, we are saying a youth is someone below 35 years. Is our Minister of Youth and Sports below 35 years? No.
All right, let's get into the aspect of the statistics that has been released by Electoral Commission of Zambia. It has released some statistics in terms of the constituency, in terms of the numbers that have registered to vote. And of course, it has received a lot of mixed feelings. People are wondering why some provinces, have had less voters registered than the last time that we voted. Others are wondering why some provinces have increased, especially looking at it that there's some strengthholds that people are critically looking at. What's your reaction as a young person trying to get into governance issues and participate in decision-making processes? Your assessment on the statistics that has been released from ECZ?
I was also wondering when I had a look at the reduction of voters in the register after the verification, even the number of voters registered that time, I was also wondering. But I'm still assessing. I want to assess. You can't just put a comment on something that you don't understand. I want to understand the reason as to why those things are happening. So within a week, I am going to issue a statement based on the things that I'll find out from the ground. We need to go there physically and understand. We need to ask the people, did those people who are excluded, because if someone is excluded and is still there, it's not dead, is still there, we need to question them. Why have you removed this person from the register? As far as I'm concerned, up to this time, I've never heard of one saying I've been excluded from this register. So I'm yet to conclude on that issue. That's when I can give a best statement full of facts and solid proof. But at this point of time, I'm still assessing as to why those things happen. Does it mean to say the other province has got a high death rate within this short period of time or what? So I'm still assessing. It's we can say multi-sectoral assessment. We need to visit the hospitals. We see the number of deaths. Is it true that this person died or what and what? Through the council, what is happening, shifting, how is it? Then we are going to give the official statement to say, no, we shouldn't tolerate this. This is a political move, or this is not a political move. It's something. So I'm yet to assess.
All right. What would be your assessment towards the electoral process so far that has been, put down as ECZ? Of course, realizing that they've revised the dates and adjusted some of the things that they're doing. What is your assessment on the electoral process and also the assessment on the adoption from different political parties that is being underway at the moment as a young person?
It's very fun. When you look at what is happening, all these years ago, we were paying, when you go for nominations, I contested as a member of parliament. We were paying cash after completion of nominations. They will even advise you to say, make payment after you see that everything is a success in this process. That's when you make the payments. Now they are saying, no, the candidates, they should make payments before this date. The candidates, they should make payments on this date. The candidates, no. I think we should look into all sides to say, our friends, how is it? Our friends, how is it? When we see an inclusive type of assessments, yes, that's when we can make a decision. I think we are sitting on other people. Some people, they can raise nomination fees even at the day of voting. So even this is my appeal to the Electoral Commission of Zambia. They should not only restrict candidates to pay from 1st to 9th or 1st to 10th. No, let them, even on the day of nomination, someone, for as long as you have that amount, let them go and pay on that day. Why should we sit on people? Because I believe they said the printing of ballot papers will commence in July. Now, July, they say, oh, May, before nomination, you need to make payment. And they say, non-refundable. What if they find you are not fit to contest as a member of parliament? Does they mean, oh, that money will just go like that? Let them revise and revisit their decision, number one, on payments of nomination fees. Number two, I think I'm very much comfortable with these other processes. But on the payment of nomination fees, we have people that want to contest. And there should be nothing standing in their way not to do that. So let them allow the candidates, even on the day of nomination, they can make payments. It's fine. No one can steal from them. They have the entire security system to secure them. So there is nothing that they should be afraid of. This is their nation, Zambia. It's very much peaceful. So let them allow the candidates, even on that day, they should make payments. What if someone failed to raise the nomination fees during that period they gave us? And say, no, on that day, I'll have it. So they should allow the candidates, let them express their political intentions freely without anything interfering in them. Yes.
No, your assessment on the adoption process that is happening in different political parties at the moment.
Wow. Wow. You know, one thing that I'm very much disappointed with, I was looking at my fellow young people. You know, I've been following all the young people that are politically active in this nation. I've been seeing their steps. They have done their best, but most of them, if not everyone, they are disappointed. Most of them, they are disappointed. From UPND, PF I can't comment because the adoption is underway. They only released from one side. I think that is Western Province, from Western Province. So they are still releasing. We'll conclude when we see. But it's still from the list. I think there is only one youth from that list they released. I believe it's Kaingo Iris. It's the only youth on that list. So, meaning so far from all those seats, they have excluded us, the young people. We need to be included. Let the elderly people guide us on how we should do it. But we need to be part of that. And it's my wish, my sincere wish to the political party. I need to see my fellow young people to be on the ballot. In Mpika, I was expecting my fellow young people to be competing with them. I even saw them to say, I'll be competing with these people. But it's another issue. I can predict even before they announce their names. It's another issue. So there is no space for the young people, provided we are still relaxed and say the revolution will just come on the silver plate to see, go and contest. I think my fellow young people, soldier on, pull up your socks, do more on yourselves. We are going to see the Zambia that we want to see. But currently, I'm very much disappointed. Most of them, those we expected to see, this will be the next members of parliament, people that will contribute. If that is what we even reach on the day of adoptions, to say what we see is what will be announced, I'm very much disappointed. My fellow young people are excluded. But still, it's not too late. They can still do something. And I'm still encouraging you, my fellow young people, even if you lost in your primary elections, please soldier on. There is still time. We are going to do it in our collective efforts. We will never let you down. The clock is still ticking. And what is ticking for is for a young person. Young person. Young person. Let's say young people. We've been fighting for at least 10 to 20% part from the current 3%. Is it 1.6%?
1.8 actually.
Oh, yeah, 1.8% of young people in parliament. Yeah. We need at least 20 10 to 20%. Then we'll be safe as the young people. We'll not to say, no, in this regard, our opinions, our aspirations in all sectors will be represented. But if we'll be excluded, they'll keep on saying, no, because we don't have a Minister of Youth and Sport is because we don't have a young person in Parliament.
As a young person who is so keen in issues of governance and politics, what is your appeal to the electorates as we are headed towards the general elections? Aside from the fact that, yes, you're standing in Pika, but what is your neutral ground appeal to the electorates who are new and those who are voting ahead of the 2021 election?
My neutral appeal is whenever you are, at this point of time where we are, is not just the casting of a vote based on the political party. I think we should not tolerate the regional type of politics to say this side, for as long as you don't contest on this party, you are losing. Let us vote leaders according to what you see as the community. You say he will perform according to our expectation in Parliament. He is going to represent us, regardless of the political party, independent. Everyone that you see there is potential in this person, led behind that person. If at all, you can even provide your own support to that person. Supplement the effort of that person.
All right.
You will see a transformed Zambia. So it is not the issue of looking at our face, our political parties. It is the issue of looking for someone you see there is potential in this person.
Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Samuel Kabungo Mwami.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
All right. As we are ticking down to the elections, we tend to still see a lot of candidates, just like our guest who was with us, Mr. Samuel Kabungo Mwami. And of course, we wish him all the best. We wish all the young people all the best as well, and everyone who is participating in the elections. But let the people of Zambia choose and be able to select who they want. My name is Tisha Chola. This is Election Watch. Remember, we are watching.
With an attitude, it wasn't easy to doctor the ice cube in my heart. Where do I start? I was greeted by screw faces. Baby,
yeah, vamafuno viononga kuyesongene samo mamotoka tundala mamafoni mateka we manifesto yabo ilipepa we tisoche norotinkale kushanti
People's Choice on MUVI TV. Brought to you with the association with Airtel. Airtel, the smartphone network.